If you look at the statements that have been published by the Deputy Minister and the Minister on the investigations against Suaram, he appeared to have mentioned a few different things in respect of the investigation against Suaram, and he appears to have been getting reports from the ROS and CCM as to the status of the investigations. I think Suaram views a lot of these statements as being defamatory and malicious, but nevertheless, the investigation papers have been reported to have been sent to the AG's chambers. AG's chambers then reportedly sent back the papers to ROS and CCM. Right up to that point, when the papers were sent to the AG's chambers, Suaram had extended its full cooperation by way of giving statements, giving all the documents that were requested for. There was no legal challenge. In fact, Nalini and Kwak Kia Song and Cynthia Gabriel Sivarasa have gone and cooperated fully. Now it appears that there is no case against Suaram. That is why the AG's chambers have sent the papers back to ROS and CCM to further investigate. We postulate, and I postulate personally, that what has happened is that the ROS and the CCM are asking themselves, what other case can we build against Suaram, despite all the statements that the Deputy Minister and ministers have made. And so they look around, and then they ask, who else can we call and summon to give statements? So for reasons only known to themselves, they have issued statements quite incredibly against the Bar Council President, the Malaysian Bar Chairman, against Shah Rezan Johan, against members of Parliament, against activists. And we think that it is because they have no way to crack the case. They are at a wit's end, and as Suaram has said many times, there is nothing unlawful, there's nothing illegal with what they are doing. In legal terms, this is known now as a fishing expedition. Lawyers, we call it a fishing expedition in terms of investigation. Some people call it a persecution, some people call it a witch hunt. But since we don't have witches in Malaysia, this is probably a fishing hunt. So they're looking for fishes where there are no fishes. What will now determine the next step is, in terms of my clients, I've been instructed by Maria Chin Abdullah, our team, by Tian Chua, by Aru Chewam. Tony Pua is represented by Gobind Singh Dio. Lim Chi Wee, who's not here, is represented by Raghunath Kesavan. The next step that some of us will be taking in terms of my own clients is to send a legal notice to the ROS, sending them and telling them that they have no jurisdiction, firstly, to investigate Suaram, which is under the CCM's purview. Secondly, to inform them that our clients are not acquainted with the facts and circumstances of Suaram. Because a 111 notice is very strict. If you read 111 of the CPC, you are only empowered to call on people who are acquainted with the facts and circumstances of the case being investigated. Reportedly, the case being investigated is about the management and administration of Suaram. None of my clients are in possession of documents or know of the administration and management and organization of Suaram during the relevant periods. Therefore, we think that the ROS and the police have no jurisdiction, have illegally and by way of abuse of power issued the 111 notices. We will be sending them the notice, a legal notice, to withdraw those notices, explaining our client's position. Our clients will also not be attending the interviews as requested. And if ROS or the police do not withdraw those notices, we will have no choice but to take legal action in court. And this will probably be the first time the court will be deciding on the extent, the ambit of the ROS powers over a company, as well as the extent and ambit of the powers to issue a 111 notice.
Suaram is a duly registered company under the Companies Act 1965, by no means under the purview of the ROS. Section 2 of the Society Act 1966 clearly defines a society to inter-exclude any company registered under the provisions of any written law relating to companies for the time being in force in Malaysia. Suaram had since the beginning of ROS investigation provided its full cooperation in good faith, despite ROS refusal to respond to Suaram's letters requesting them to state their jurisdictions and power over Suaram. This is the letter that's sent by Suaram on the 29th of October, and we have requested ROS to clearly state to us under what jurisdiction they are investigating Suaram. Okay, but till now we haven't received any response or reply letter from ROS till now. So, in view of the above, Suaram hereby demands the government to immediately stop its senseless witch hunt on Suaram and other individuals deemed to be related to Suaram. ROS attacks on Suaram and human rights defender cannot be said to be lawful under the law in any other imaginable legitimate ways.